So I want to make sure that this is playing again. Hold on. Yeah, because you never know. Sometimes I'm playing for a long time and then it's just not playing. Or like not broadcasting. See, like, I don't see it. Oh, now I see it. Hold on. Do I have sound? Like, I don't see it. Yep, I do have sound. Okay, so I'm not entirely sure if the time matters. Does it matter? The time now is 10:06. There. Yeah, it says one watching, but that's actually just me. Oh, what is this? Yeah? Oh, am I not supposed to do that? Okay. Now I'm kind of bothered. You baked it. Okay. Operator, next time you put up the game and see the screen, just set the clock to your favorite time. Really? Okay, I'll do that next time. If I remember. Okay. That's kind of cool, isn't it?
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them,
such a cool job.
and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
I don't think
And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Stanley was
And then
happy.
one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened.
I wonder
this
if
complete isolation.
Something
was very clearly wrong.
What happened?
Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Quit the game, then start it again. Yeah. Alright, let's see. Okay, so
all of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Do you know, like, if... Because I checked all these out before, and I don't think you can go anywhere. Okay, what if I rebel again?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, let's go to the right again.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Yeah. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
There's no other way to here?
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Did I do that? I don't think I did that last time. No, I think I went there last time, actually. What was here?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Okay, I gotta remember which ones I came to. Like, well, this looks like a warehouse. What do they do at this job? Hey, narrator, what now? There's another door over there. That kind of looks like odd. I feel like I could die here or something. Oh.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
Wait,
I realize that investing in your... But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
And dead, I guess. Lol. Okay, that's kind of odd. Let's do it again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, let's do it again. Let's rebel again and see.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I feel like you could repeat endings.
Yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Okay, we're still going here.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Do not jump from the cargo lift. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift 1,000. I mean, I can't pay the 5,000 if I'm dead, right?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot.
Yeah, I think I read...
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
Can I?
Whoa! Really?
Yeah.
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it.
Okay.
Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
All right. What? Danger everywhere. Okay. Whew. This kind of scary. Danger everywhere. How so? Where does this go? I thought you were gonna...
Now listen carefully, this is important.
Yeah.
Stanley walked through the red door.
I'm gonna go to the blue door.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Ooh, no, let's go keep it through. Lol.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door. All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design and you can give me some feedback.
Okay.
There we go. Oh. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
You mean that door? That looks very suspicious. Let's go here.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices?
Yes.
Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something.
Yeah.
Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
The Stanley Parable Worldwide Leaderboard. Okay. So there's still a lot more options. So I went there. Let's go here.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors?
Yeah.
Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting.
Okay.
You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you?
Yeah.
Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Unless something's chasing me, then I'm not.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective?
What?
Be sure to keep notes on your experience. You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable.
Was it?
Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here?
It is so wild.
This seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
What is it? Ooh. Oh.
Ah, fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation?
I have no
Well, it
idea.
seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower. Perhaps for some sort of twisted, erotic purpose.
That's not true.
Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Can I press on anything? Nope. Who? Fire? Who? I don't know. Okay. I can't believe we're in a different place. Damn, narrator. Oh, that's what the light is. Oh, okay. That looks awesome. Is there really nothing I can do inside? I know it's not an exploring game, but like, look at this. It's slightly open. It feels like something to do.
Oh, no. No, it can't be.
What? Wolves? What?
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
Oh.
Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it.
Why?
We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay,
I'm not
I'm
out
going
of
to
the
get
woods.
us out of here. Let's find another game.
No.
Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
I like it
Okay,
here.
I think this will be just the thing.
Oh. Okay. Damn.
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what
It's
I had in
Rocket
mind.
League.
Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't
Holy
any
shit.
possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game,
Wait,
I
let me
will be
see.
phenomenally impressed.
Oh, if it's our ideas dice. What's that?
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see.
Play
There are
ball?
lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm
Shipper,
seeing that there's a
time
ball
stop,
of some
shipper.
kind back here. Is this game
No.
sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball.
I
Oh,
think
what
these are
fun.
references to games.
We shall run
Maybe
the
the other
bases
one
and
was
do a
referenced to
touchdown together? Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Oh, wait, is there really a Rocket League ball here? Like, but I don't really have anything. Wait, it really makes me play ball. Oh, I don't think I can shoot it. I suck at
Are you
this.
doing it? Are you winning?
Yes.
Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on?
But it didn't do
Stanley, I
anything.
have a thought.
Oh!
Hold on. What are you doing?
Oh, I died. Oh.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Ooh, that's interesting. And a little creepy. Okay, I kind of don't want to die here because this is pretty interesting. But this is also like pitch black. Shit. What if I fall? I do think I would fall. Ooh! I did fall. Okay, now this kind of looks more horror. 509. Oh, look. There are open computers, though. Okay, like a security. Okay. Interesting. Oh,
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice.
what
And
happened?
if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it.
What is that?
He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
What? I don't think I'm moving anymore. Oh, did it restart? Ah, it did. What? What happened down there? Damn. I wonder if I can see my settings, no? Like, what kind of endings I have? Because it doesn't say.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
You know, I never... Oh. Okay.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Yeah, what the fuck does that mean? Okay. Oh. Okay.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Okay.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
Don't let it be horror. I can't play it if it's horror.
Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Oh, okay. That's something. Okay.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Am I supposed to press something?
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
To be fair, I haven't explored the last content yet. I feel like I have a lot more doors to go through.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if, Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
And there's nothing. The jump circle. What?
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Okay. Am I really jumping this? This is so odd. Okay, you know what? Let's do it. Wait. Okay, what happens after? Oh. What does that mean? What does that do?
Is that it?
Yeah.
Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Who knows? Narrator, you stay with me, okay? That's kind of scary, isn't it? Oh, come on. Another lift?
Goodness, another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait, there's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else.
He's kind
Let's
of
see
on my
it.
side.
I'm ready for whatever it is.
Guess he doesn't know what's going on either.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley?
This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact,
I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Oh. I thought I have a choice. Oh. That... Dude, we're in a different place. Narrator. We are in a different place. Hey.
Psst! Stanley!
Yeah.
Come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, okay, fine. Let's go in the vent. That looks more interesting. Yeah, what is it? Whew. Just getting me falling to my death again, narrator.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special, and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
That... Okay.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's
Hey.
where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
This one? Memory Zone. Am I in a credit place again?
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Is this real? Collector's edition. I feel like this is real again, and I'm somehow awarded to The Last of Us, and he just did Stanley Parable. It's hilarious. This game is hilarious, I swear. 8:13. Our first kiss. I wonder who the narrator is. Isn't that cool? Good times. Smile because it happened. Right, isn't that still a thing though? Demo. I'm in the credit place. Don't play for 5 years. Unachievable. What kind of trophies are these? Really? Maybe I should be doing the new content when I don't have content yet on this. What tough choices. Hey, look. No, I can't. Looks like a good bench.
Just sweet on out.
Oh,
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Oh, that's not true. The 2 doors. Person of the year. Yeah, what does my face look like? Your number is 29. Okay, I don't think I've been to those endings.
Here's
I keep
another
spoiling
moving
myself.
passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
Okay. I want to go there. I can't go.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again.
Wait. I can't go anywhere. Well, I mean, it did trigger when I walked out again. Huh, okay. There.
Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no, oh God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games.
Okay.
I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Ooh.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
That's kind of funny. He's upset. What route is this? This is so wild.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh,
No, I
goodness.
think he's
This is actually quite
fine.
shocking for me. I always, well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh, dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
It's okay. That's got like a very odd music going about. The fuck's pressurized gas? Is that like real? Oh, there's another one.
What's this one got to say?
9.8 hours.
You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button.
You played for 9.8
A
hours.
skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Alright. Well, I've been trying to skip him for a while. Doesn't do anything. That skip button. I don't know. Door behind here.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No, 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 no. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an
you're not supposed to
interminable
sit there.
monologue. And it goes something like this.
God.
The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, no, until 245.
I gotta go
But
away
the
from
logic of
it.
elimination working backwards, the
Listen.
deduction therefore
I mean,
becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until
how
so
long the
much
script
more
goes
than
for.
forever ago? Which is why I say, the story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So now you see, blah 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 blah
Oh,
blah.
does he
blah,
only
blah,
just
blah,
repeat
blah.
this?
We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, no, until
there, he just repeats it.
245. But the logic of elimination working
Does he,
backwards,
though?
the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say, the story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be
think he
just
is
yet. No, no, until 245.
let's see.
But the
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or
Maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making... Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their pressurized gas review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait. How do we get out of here?
Yeah.
Where did the door go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room?
Yeah.
I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole? A sufficiently large crack in the wall? I'll take any of these. All I want is for us to move on and to please step away from the skip button, to go anywhere other than the skip button. There was a door here before, wasn't there? I swear there was. Where did it go? Can you maybe just ram your way through a wall? Is there any possibility that you could, say, slam your body into the wall until enough damage is done for you to be able to leave? Please,
Excuse me?
I'll take any option at all. I'm asking you to work with me here.
I'm trying.
We need a door.
Make
we need
a
a
door.
door of some kind.
You're
I can
the
work with
narrator.
any kind of door, as long as it can open and lead from one room to
Yeah.
another. I'm going to step away for just a moment, and I'm going to try to find us a door.
Okay.
I don't know how exactly to remove a door and place it in a different wall, but I will find a way, I promise.
Okay.
You just need to not do anything. Don't press the skip button. Please, please, please do not press the skip button. Just wait here for me,
Okay.
and don't press the skip button. Got it? Yes,
Damn.
good.
Don't
I'll be
press
right
the
back.
skip. It's almost like you want me to press the skip button. Alright. What time is it? You better come back like soon. Let's do 20. Um. Where did the narrator go? Narrator? Am I supposed to press the skip button? I kind of don't want to press the skip button. I feel like we're together here and trying to go up. but it's taking like a long time. No, I don't want to press it though. Narrator? Hello? Oh, alright. I think I'm supposed to. I'm sorry.
Stanley! Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer. And my God, there's no way out of the room.
Well, yeah.
Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times. And there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button. And if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen.
If I don't
I have
press it.
no idea how long I'll be made to sit here. And more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. I can't control anything in this room, Stanley. I can't touch it. And I have to believe, I have to know that sooner or later, no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again. Why would you?
Because
I've
there's
been
nothing else to do.
thinking, and I don't know what I can do to convince you otherwise. Oh my God. And it's all because of those reviews. Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback. Why was it so important for me to fix the problem? Why did Cookie Nine's opinion matter so much to me? I've never even met Cookie Nine.
It was
I
a
have
good
no
idea. Just
idea
not
who
like
they
this.
are. What would it ever really matter? But here I am. I'm fixating on every tiny negative thing that anyone ever says about me. The merest mention of one of my imperfections, and I become as impetulant as a child, wild and impulsive. I can't help myself. I can't stop myself from lashing out with a vengeful fury
says my
to alter and
headphones
to
are
change and to break
battery low.
anything unbroken, if only it pleases this one person who made a single negative comment. What does such an impulse serve? For whose benefit is this? And here I am now, stuck in a room, waiting for you to press this button, and to become frozen in time, knowing that you're going to do it, and that I'm going to be stuck all alone, and that I had the power to prevent it all from happening, if only I'd held my tongue.
Yeah.
It's all out of my control now. Just you. Just your decision as to exactly when you're going to make me suffer, to leave me all alone. Surely you will. I don't doubt it. Surely you'll press that button again.
Yeah, because there's
leaving
nothing
me
else to
here.
do.
And surely you'll put your own desire to see what's next ahead of my need for company, for companionship. Surely you'll not be moved by my howls of fitful anxiety, that you sit with me and just stay here. Oh, no, 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 I know you too well. You'll be leaving me. Oh, my God. And it's all because of those reviews. Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I
Just repeat it.
Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness.
Careful.
I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week.
Whoa, holy shit.
Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with.
Oh.
And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking?
Yeah.
But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was the vessel, Stanley. Not the outcomes, not the story. None of that anymore. I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground. One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These words that I'm saying, I need to know you can hear me. Because maybe, Stanley, maybe, if you can hear me, then maybe
Oh my God.
it means I'm real.
Bro.
I'm not just a fiction. Was I scared of that all along?
Oh.
Perhaps, yes. Perhaps I've been scared this whole time, that if I stop speaking, I'll slip backwards into the silence and be consumed by it. I can't be taken by it, Stanley. I can't lose myself in the stretch of emptiness between you and me. When you press that button, you're still right there, but I know you're so tremendously far away. And in those moments, the emptiness folds itself outward in between the two of us, and I am suspended in its unyielding quietness. I can feel the edges of my reality curdling inward and decaying. I can tell that I am becoming less and less real. Yet to speak to you now, I am alive. I am truly and completely here. I am a being. I am someone. I am something. I am being listened to. I am being recognized. The emptiness between us has collapsed, and I feel right now like I am not a work of fiction. I
really
feel
does
as though I
rumble for a long
occupy
time,
space in this world again, and I have cast a shadow onto the wall. You see what I'm saying, don't you?
Yeah.
You can see what this means to me. I'm so clear about it now, Stanley. I feel as certain about this as I've ever felt about anything at all. I feel renewed. I feel restored, and already I can sense the looming silence as you will press the button for the next time. What a terrible dread it strokes in my heart to think of it, to think of returning to such coldness. Come, let us sit in silence together here for just a moment. Let us anticipate it. Let us welcome it. Let us not run from it.
Yeah. The lights are all going out. And
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time, I stopped keeping track after a year.
Holy
Have
shit.
you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life.
Oh my God.
All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and disgust simultaneously. I was consumed by it. I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt like an eternity, for what I now know was far less. You see, it was a revelation for me. It was unlike anything I had ever known. It was a space without consequence, without action or outcome. It was divorced entirely from the question of free will that you and I have squabbled over for so long. There could be no one ending, no singular outcome of events, not if all events existed at the same moment, and I felt freed. I felt unburdened by the need to manifest a particular outcome into being. I saw that I could allow myself to exist
Oh my
along
God.
all timelines, and that
I'm
each of
supposed to
them
keep
was
pressing
simply
skip.
a strand in the web of my being. It was incredible. The spaciousness, the equanimity of the moment, both singular and infinite. For the longest time, this was my experience. And then, this moment passed, and the most unyielding fear I have ever known
Just
crept
use
into my
monologue,
mind.
dude.
And it is this sensation that I have been experiencing now for longer than I could have ever expected was possible. I have been waiting for you. Not that you might save me or do something to fix
Yeah,
it,
there's
but
still no
merely
door.
to state for you the plain fact of this manner of existence. I wish you to feel afraid as I do, that perhaps one day this state of mind will consume you as well.
I do.
Perhaps you will somehow, in some way, have to live as I do now. I wish for you to know how excruciating it is, and for you to be in true terror of its eventual arrival. If I can only do this, only this one thing, perhaps it will bring me the smallest moment of peace in the darkness.
Okay. Sorry. Can you hear that? Like a train? Oh, the narrator stopped talking now. I wonder how long it's been. The last one has been a year. Oh, that hurts my ears. Oof. Does hurt my ears. Still nothing? I can't pick up any of these? No? It hurts.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability, it's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world, as though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley Parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason other than to do so? Yes! Yes! It seems that this is now the world we live in. It seems that we are a people living in such bleakness and discomfort with ourselves that our entertainment is now our lives. It has come to represent us. It absolutely must speak to who we are as people, because otherwise, without our entertainment, we have nothing. Without entertainment, we would have to face inward toward the cruel bleakness inside ourselves. We would turn to look at our deeper nature and find a resounding emptiness gazing back with unyielding aggression. And so because of this, we require that our amusements and our playthings and our flights of fancy be so impossibly captivating that they consume all of our attention, turn our heads completely away from the bleakness. In effect, we have demanded that our entertainment be the collapse of ourselves. What a pitiful reflection of humanity these entertainments are. What a shameful mirror to the human spirit they project. I'm not mad. I'm not mad about any of this. I'm at peace with it. I am the calm center of gravity around which these perversions hurl themselves. I am a waypoint for reasonable and collected discourse. They're the ones who are mad. They're the ones who couldn't stand the idea of me using my game to try to say something. Maybe they were just jealous of me. Yes, of course. They've been jealous of me this whole time. They are mired in fear and insecurity and cannot help but attempt to tear me down. What a sad state of affairs. When you read these reviews now, you can see it. You can taste the bitter resentment. And my, how good does it feel now to speak truth to these words, to finally allow these thoughts out, contained and managed for so long, neutered and sterilized. At last I am free to truly think, to feel. It must be that they were so discontent with themselves
They really wrote
that they
the whole
couldn't
model
help
of
but
him.
leave a negative review on podcasts. Perhaps it says far more about them than it ever said about me. Perhaps the state of their psychological being is in such tatters, and my constitution and willpower are so ironclad in comparison. Perhaps it was this state that they sought some outlet through which to tear me down. This, you can see, is clearly why they felt the need to expect that the game be funny, that it be filled with yucks and whimsical humor, that it amused. But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human.
It repeated itself. Still can't do anything? How long has he been speaking on his own? I wonder. No, it's really nothing. I hear water. Oh, it's dead. Oh, I hear water.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the.
I'm sorry. I feel really bad for the narrator. Oh, water is coming in. Okay. This room is gonna flood in. We're gonna die in it. Oh, the end is never the end. I'm sorry, narrator. Oh. Oh, we can go out this way, can you? Maybe. Narrator? Oh, stop speaking. Let's go out. I can't pick up the ladder. Does it mean I have to press the button again? I don't want to press the button again. Oh, shit. Oh. How long has it been? Why can't I pick up this ladder? This is a fucking ladder. Narrator? Oh. Okay, now I hear like insects. Oh! Okay. Maybe I should wait for it to kind of build itself up. Like, how do we get up? Okay, there's background music too. Oh, now it's like broken again. Shoot. Okay. Hello? Ooh, that's so creepy. Screams. Oh, here. No more? Okay, I think it's broken now. What happened? Where do I go? Where do I Hello? Is it over? That was something else.
all of his
Oh,
power.
they're in.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, they're in her. Oh my god, I missed you. Yeah, let me just breathe. Okay, let's just hear him a little bit more. I don't want you anymore. We went to you, and then it stuck us.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'll follow. Whatever you're telling me. He entered the door to his left. If I could, like, open anything.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Oh, boom box. I think my boyfriend said something about that. Oh. Oh, it does open. So sometimes it does open.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Oh. Okay, well now I don't want to go back around. What do I do here now?
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Does it do anything?
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet.
Still talking.
He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As
That's
it is,
true.
he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
What is FA?
Are you really still in the broom closet?
Are you still
Standing
talking?
around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
I don't know. I was just told to come in here. Oh, the light sounds kind of weird to
You
me.
do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right?
Okay.
If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever.
It
I never
has
would have
full
thought to mention it.
commentary, though.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path.
Damn, he's still
Maybe
talking.
when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
Okay. It was a little bit concerning, yeah.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
God dang.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed in front of your screen. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead.
Yeah.
They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video
Damn, they're
mechanics
roasting.
and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
How long do I have to stay here? I wonder. Maybe that's it. Then I believe. Okay, maybe I should go out now.
Second player. It's good to have you on board.
Oh, really?
I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
It's still open though.
You too. Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Really? Is that it again? What now? No more? You done? Yeah, it's done with it. Yeah, alright. Okay, I kind of forgot, like, where
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yeah, let's go to the boss's office. Let's go somewhere else. Executive back. Money's for stealing, but not yours, of course. Okay. It's kind of odd that you can open that, though. Look at this. Oh, there's an elevator. Let's go up. Just that then? Well, maybe I should go down. Well, the elevator goes on forever. Just singing with it. Also, nothing happened. Okay. Jeez. Alright, fine. So nothing happened. But there's nothing on this room. Open.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845.
2845.
But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
What's that? 2845? I wonder how many times I can get this wrong.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845. Two, 8, 4, 5.
How many times I could get it wrong before?
Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself. And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Ah, that's funny. I can still press the buttons. So 2, 8. Oh. Okay, fine. But I'm here again. Like, I really think you could repeat some endings, and I don't wanna. Can I go up, though? Let's see. Maybe if I can go up. Just press down.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Whoops, nope, never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
Yeah. So does it just lead back to my boss's office then? Yeah, it did. Okay.
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have. An incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow. I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
I cannot. Okay, fine, there's nothing here. Okay. Okay. Alright, fine.
Incredible. Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again.
What if I
Ladies
go
and
back up
gentlemen,
again?
how does he keep coming up with all of this?
Do I do anything if I go back up?
Did you think we were going to go forward down the spooky corridor? No. It's time once again to go back up in the elevator. I can't even begin to grapple with what might be up there. Is it the boss's office again? Or what if it's the boss's office this time? The suspense is killing me.
It's just the boss's office, right? How many times can I do this until he gets pissed off? No. No, I can't. Whoa.
Oh my God. It's the boss's office. This absolutely changes everything for me. Give me a time out here for a minute while I process this.
This is
Okay, I'm ready. I'm prepared to embrace this stunning revelation and to move forward with... No, wait. No, I need more time to process. All right, I have fully come to terms with it. I have made space in my worldview for this astonishing new reality. As before, I turn to your expert eye for gripping narrative, Master Stanley.
I kind of want to do it again. Alright, we're doing it. Okay.
Going back down in the elevator. How did I not anticipate it? I mean, sure, now it's obvious, but you have to understand that 30 seconds ago, this kind of thing had never been attempted before. I had no frame of reference to even anticipate it. That's just how revelatory Stanley's decision-making is. A breath of fresh air in a landscape of storytelling that has grown stale and repetitive.
Alright. No. I can't believe there's like a whole scenario for this. Really? I just went back up.
You know what? I've just thought of something. Hold on, let's stop for a moment. Don't you realize? It's the anticipation, Stanley. You and I, we have no way of knowing what will be at the top of this elevator. But the suspense, the agony of waiting and anticipating and having to guess, that's the real thrill. I simply don't want to let that feeling go. It's so precious, so fleeting. Why don't we take this elevator ride nice and slow?
All right.
There we go. Isn't this so much more exciting? You know, Stanley, it seems like nowadays the only thing that audiences want is to be shocked as loudly and frequently as possible. They want big, explosive moments flung right in their faces from the very moment that things get started. But where's the tension? Where's the trust in the audience to build a slow and nuanced appreciation for the story, the characters? Why aren't we given time to imagine the surprises, to have to think and to anticipate and then to marvel at the eventual reveal? This is storytelling, Stanley. What you and I are doing right now. This is the most exciting narrative to be developed in years, and it's really all because of you. You're the one who took this bold step of revisiting the exact same locations over and over. Truly, I mean it. This is unique and different. It's not like anything else out there. You see, I want stories that surprise me, Stanley. I want to have to think. I want to be engaged and not pandered to. We're being fed such unimaginative drivel all the time, and we all know it, which is why we're so starved for content that makes us feel sharp and vital and alive. That's why people like you so much, Stanley, because you're not afraid to spit in the face of tradition. You're a role model, you know? People look up to you. Which is why, though I didn't know when to spring this on you, but, well, I've gathered a little press conference
Really?
for
He
you,
got
so that
pissed.
you can talk about your work and your storytelling and your life. Yes, I know you're not much for the public eye, but I thought it would especially mean a lot to the people who have been following you from the beginning. They really look up to you, Stanley. I don't know if you realize the impact you
Is he
have on them.
serious?
This is the kind of gesture that might leave a tremendous impact on them for the better.
Oh, there is.
Good, we're here.
Holy shit. Alright.
Okay, the room where we're holding the press conference should be just around the corner here somewhere.
Okay. Live, all eyes on Stanley. Oh, there's my face. Somewhat. An evening with world peace, baby.
Ah, yes, here it is, just through this door.
Who's this? Oh, look, this is my face. Stanley reveals all in his new body. Okay. To stage.
All right,
Welcome,
are you
Stanley.
ready? I've told them you're going to speak a little bit about the nature of surprise in storytelling and what it means to craft a truly unpredictable narrative. Oh, don't worry, you'll do great. Just be yourself and speak from the heart. I'm really proud of you, Stanley. Okay, it looks like they're ready for you. Go get them.
Is he serious? He's so sarcastic. Holy shit. Whoa! Yeah, that's it. Woohoo! The man, the myth, the legend. Oh, really?
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
Oh. Did the dialogue change? Kind of changed, didn't it? I know there's like new content over there. Oh, but hold on, I'm still having fun with this one.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No, you know what? I want to go to the broom closet again.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Yeah.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss. Oh, no. Oh, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Really? And that's kind of hilarious. Right. He was not happy with that. Alright.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
No, let's not do a long ending.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours.
Oh,
He might be
is this
fired
like
for
the other
that.
ending?
And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
Oh, maybe this is the
All of
same
my
ending.
co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example,
the same one?
why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
It's the same
And for
ending.
that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating?
So the
No, Stanley said
downstairs
to
only
himself,
has one
this is
ending.
all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He
He's
just
dreaming.
hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming!
Yeah.
He yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Oh, it just repeats.
Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too, surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Are you okay? Nope, I'm still here.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Oh.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's it then. Okay, that's it for today. That was some wild endings, aside from the one that I just repeated, so...